Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark back in the workshop on Mark's Aquatics. A little update on the crayfish, on those little blue crayfish that we got from those little Australian red claws that we got from Tropco not so long ago. Now, they've shed a couple of times since we've had them, and they've put on a bit of size. We've been feeding them up well. So I think first of all, breakfast, and then we'll get in the tank. Right, guys, we are in the tank. Now, they've got all sorts in here. We've got the plecos in there, we've got the tiger plex, we've got the longfin albinos, we've got the the blue-eyed lemons, we've got the neons, we've got the crayfish, as you can see, we've got red shrimps down there, the old cherries. I thought what we do is, I've just loaded up a couple of my little feeders there with a bit of prawn on each one, and we'll drop them in. Oh, that one came out. Not to worry. And watch the crayfish then come along and have a go at some of the this. As you can see, they're all different colours there. That one's lighter. That one's a beautiful blue. We have got a male. There's two more up the top there. There's 8 in total. They're all over the place. Now, they have shed a couple of times. They've put on some size. We have definitely got a male. He's hiding somewhere. I think he's living underneath there. But, sorry, that's really good news, because now we've got a male for that big female of mine in the workshop. As you can see now, they're already starting to migrate this way, because that scent's gone into the water, so they're going to be picking up on those bits of cooked shrimp in no time at all. That's a lovely blue, that one. Here we go, got ya. They'll probably run off with that somewhere now, because it's come off the base. I didn't push it in hard enough. But I think that one's a young female. As you can see there, she's tugging away on the on that bit of shrimp there. Bit of cooked shrimp, bit of cannibalism going on there. But these things happen in nature. They don't care. As long as it's protein, they'll eat it. As you can see there, they're starting to get a little bit jumpy now, because there's food in the water, and because they're putting on size. They're not harming anything in here at the moment. Look, he's legging it all the way down there now after his mate. Look, who's got that bit of prawn. Now they're going to have a little bit of a row over that. Now he's nicked it off him now. He's going to run in his pot with it. They're comical. They do make me laugh, these guys. They really do. There's the other one now, popped out from underneath there. Oh, this one's the male. Now, if you look there on his claw, right on that front leading edge of the claw there, he's lighter because he's not long shed. And that's where that red part on the claw came out. So now we know we've got a male. He's growing bigger than the other ones, quicker, which is fantastic. So we've got a breeding pair now. All the shrimp are doing fine in there as well. Lots of females there, covered in berries, running around the place. And all these little guys are all happy, well, squabbling over that bit of prawn that I put in there. But, as you can see, they are. You've got that piece now, you've got one each, so you can stop bickering now. But what I was going to say is, I've got, in that top pot here, that guy in there, I think we've got some babies in there. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look around, get my torch, we're going to get in there, and we're going to see what we've got, because I think we may have eggs or wrigglers, and if that's the case, we're going to have to move them out. Because my back's been bad, I've sorry for the shoddy camera work, because my back's been bad, I haven't been able to get in here and move these guys around. Now, I've got another tank over that side, which I normally grow plants in and things. They're all going to go in there, so I'm going to move all the crayfish in there, so they're going to have a tank of their own, put lots of hides in, and they can settle down and bicker amongst themselves, because they're getting to a size now where they could start to get a little bit disruptive and start grabbing the fish, and I'm not having that. So so they're going to be moved at some point during the day, or the next couple of days. I'm going to move them out. But first of all, let's get into that pot there and find out what's lurking in there. Right, so I'll just get in. Yeah, let's try to bully our way in there with a king tiger there. But we just saw that's the male in there. Now this is the pot where I think something should be happening. So keep your eyes peeled, guys. I'll zoom in on it, and then hopefully you guys might see something in there. It's awkward trying to get the... Oh yes, you can't see them, but we've got a heap of wrigglers in there. I can't really get it angled properly with you guys with the torch to get in there, but you can see him finning away there, and he's got a heap of little orange little wrigglers in there, so we're going to have to take those out now. Now, two of you guys have been having, on my Facebook page, you've been having problems with eggs popping and all this sort of stuff and different things. Now you can, and I noticed a couple of other you guys, I'll just get this tripod set up again, a couple of you guys have had eggs which have been laid. I'm not sure, I can't remember if they've been in pots or they've been on the glass or behind filters. I know one of you guys had laid behind the filter there, but you can roll them off the glass very carefully, or use a credit card or a very, if you're careful with a razor blade, just go right behind them and they'll just roll off the glass, and you can put them in a pot with an air stone. No, don't need a filter, don't worry about filters, and we'll bring them up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these out now. Because they're wrigglers, you can wash them out, so I'll get a tank, pardon me, I'm going to get another tank, and I'm going to put those into, I think I'll put them up in my zebra tank, because they've bred, and believe it or not, even if I put another tank in there, that doesn't stop them from breeding. So you can see all the little flecks. It's such a glary room. This is why, one of the reasons why I went in the other room, but you can see all the baby zebras under there, their little fins. But this tank's looking nice now. That reactor's working beautiful. Just slowly running that thing. I'm still waiting for some sponge. A couple of you guys have said, oh, I'll put some sponge in there, but I did mention on the video when I made the video that I was making a filter sponge for it, but I run out. So some's coming in the post, but it's not to worry, because you can take the lid off of that, you can empty it out, fill it back up, clean the filter out, and I'll redo it as and when that comes. But it's looking nice in there now. Lots of action, lots of stuff going to be happening in that tank. Over here in the zebra tank, let's say they're all in the hides, but I'll put that other tank in there. Once it's full of water, doesn't worry them at all. So right, I'm going to get this tank set up. I'm just going to get a little clamp. You've seen me do it before in one of my little tubs up here, one of my old tanks. I've got my clamps, and what I'll do is I'll just clamp that ready there to the side, and I'll shoot off now into the workshop, and we'll grab the other little tank, which is all nice and clean and waiting and ready to go. Right, okay, there's the little tanks, one of my little neon tetra breeding tanks that you saw the other ones in. Now what I'm going to do is I've got my jug here, I'm going to fill up out of this tank here, and I'm going to fill up that tank there, okay, but I'm going to need both hands to do that. So I'll be back in a sec when I've filled it up and it's all clamped together. Right, okay guys, I've got the tank all in position now. It's all clamped on, very lightly obviously because it's glass, just to hold it in. We've got the tank water from their tank to match their parameters. The temperatures are similar, so I'm going to leave that in there now just to get that set for a minute, and then I'm going to get the pot with the dad in, because I know he's going to stay in there. He's not going to come out. He's going to do whatever he can to stop those little babies from coming out, but we will just wash them backwards and forwards in the tank, and we'll go down and we'll grab him out. And that's his pot down there, that's where he is. And you've got to do this quite quick. You won't eat them, but if you hold them upright, they stay full of water. There's the same water in there that he's used to, and the babies are used to, so there's not going to be a shock. And then what I do, try and get you a good view, is I'll just wash, and you'll start to see those little babies come out. Here they come, look at that lot. And you keep going backwards and forwards. It's not going to do them any harm. They're used to the water, they're used to this. Dad's going to spread his little pectoral fins. And like I said, we just keep doing that until we get them all out. And I think we've nearly got them all out now. We've got a lot of babies in there. Haven't seen a brood in that size for a while from them. Right, I think they're all out now. If there's a couple in there, I'll just have a look under that light. Now we've got them all. So I'll put him back in his little hide where he's supposed to be. And here we've got absolutely hundreds of them. I don't know how many's in there, to be honest, but we've got, they're all over the glass up here. They're all down here, and they're all up there. Look at those little oranges, beautiful. Now these are actually a mixture of the long fin plecos, the long fin albinos, and the common bristlenose. But you'll find that they'll all come out brown or a lighter brown. You won't get any albinos unless you breed albino to albino, so or albino, depending on how you say it. But that's how it works. But the finnage, you're going to get these ones, they're going to have longer fins, like, because they're long fins, you do get that fin gene move across, but you don't get the coloration. They just get slightly lighter, that's all. But we've got absolutely no end of them in here, which is fantastic news. Right guys, I've just put an air stone in there as well, but I've got a little bit of a closer up view for you. I know a lot of you guys have bred your own bristlenose before. They're very easy to breed. Give them the right conditions and they'll be away. But as you can see, they're just hovering around in the corners there where they're used to in their little cave. Some more down the bottom there as well. We've got some more up there in that corner. So I think we've probably got a good maybe 150 there, baby little plecos, which is great. Now you're going to think to yourself now, if you've just bred these or if they've just popped out and you're concerned, what do we do now? And the answer is absolutely nothing. Just leave them. Leave them there, they'll stick to the side. That little rucksack they've got under there, that little one there, if I can get him to show you. If he stops moving. You see the little yellow bag underneath? Well, that is a little yolk sack, and that is all he needs until that's gone. So you don't need to feed them. You really don't need to do any water changes. If you've got a tank this sort of size, you can do minimal turkey based water changes if you like, if you've got a smaller pot, if you feel that you have to. But they're not producing much, if any, waste at all when they're absorbing that yolk sac. They're just slowly taking it in and growing and turning into baby plex. There you go, there's a little bit better, clear picture for you. So once those little yolk sacs are gone, you're going to start to see the coloration appear on the backs. Those little tiny spots and stripes will start to appear. And all they're going to do now is just hang out in the corner there, chatting away what they're going to do when they get up, what they're going to get up to when they get into a big aquarium and stuff like that. So you've just got to leave them alone, leave them in the quiet. Darker is better. I've got a light on in here so you can see them, but it's going to be quite dark. Or if you've got a dark side of your tank, just do what I've done, just lift the lid up, put a little, it doesn't have to be a big tank, it can be a small little tank. I've used a GoPro lid for my zebras, as you've seen in the past if you're familiar with the videos that I do. And you've basically just got to do your little water changes every day, turkey baster full at a time or a couple, drill those little holes in the bottom so that water comes back up in and levels itself out again, and you'll be away. And then as soon as they start to feed, they'll start breaking up. You can put some little bits of wood in the bottom, they'll start sucking onto that and rasping away and start doing what little plex do, and then you can start adding spirulina, you can add little wafers and different things, and they'll be away then. But we'll keep our eyes on these guys, and we'll it'll be nice to watch them, and you can watch them grow up as well. So there's a bit better view. You can see them all in the corner there. You've got left hand corner, right hand corner, and the bottom right hand corner is absolutely loaded. Oh, I wish they were zebra babies. That would be fantastic if they had over 200 babies every time they had a spawn. But we only get very small spawns with the zebras. But they're doing really well. They're down here, hiding under their little pot, under their filter, as you can see them there, look, whizzing about. Little cherry shrimp there as well. But they are coming on absolutely beautiful. They're taking up residence underneath the logs, this little bit of wood I've put in here, and they're doing well, which is excellent news. So from all the way around there, from all the babies now what I've got to do is I've got to move. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the crayfish out and leave all these guys in situ here in their pots, and I'm going to put the crayfish into this one, and those little pots and things, they can all hide out in there. That's my little tank where I used to grow plants and different things. You can see bits floating around in there, pipes, all kinds of stuff in here. This room's going to slowly run down over time as I move things outside and build my other fish room outside, because the wife wants this room back for different things. But I think I'm going to move them out, so I won't take you through that. but I'm going to do it, and then I'll show you maybe on the next video or two. We'll come back and we'll have a look at those then. Anyway guys, I hope you like that little video on that bristlenose pleck baby move. It was a bit of a surprise for me, and it just shows you, once you've seen them, how quick you can move these things out, and they'll be completely happy in their new surroundings, and then you can bring them on and then send them off to new homes when they're big enough. Anyway guys, as always, love you loads, you're all stars. Thanks for watching, thanks for being part of the channel. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next episode of Mark's Aquatics. Bye for now.
Just me and my guitar.